Hey everyone, it's Audrey and I'm back on my YouTube channel. I'm so thrilled to be filming this because I've been wanting to make this video for a really long time now, so let's just get started. I go to UCLA and I'm a part of the Alpha Phi sorority. Coming from high school, I really struggled with finding a really solid group of friends, so I was really excited to just jump into a sorority, especially in a giant college campus like UCLA. Here are a few quick tips just before I start breaking down the process one by one. Number one, just stay true to yourself and don't try to change yourself for any sorority in particular, because you will find that one that fits who you are. Number two, clean. Just be super clean with your hair, your makeup, what you're wearing. You just want to look very presentable. Number three, Instagram. I would say put your Instagram on public and also follow all the sororities at your school. You're gonna want to see what their sisterhood is like, what their vibe is like, and see which one you like most, but don't take everything by the Instagram because you have to have a sense of the house yourself. So you'll receive a t-shirt, and mine was royal blue last year, and so you have to dress it up whatever way that you want it, but not too much, I would say. So this is what I wore. I wore this Dalmatian skirt from Princess Polly, and I tucked the shirt in and I just accessorized it with some jewelry. I really love wearing sneakers, but I would say do not wear sneakers during this week because it's still very like brunch girly theme for the week. So I wore the Tory Burch sandals. You can wear any kind of sandals that you want, and that's what I wore. Also, I literally saw everyone wear a blue or black denim skirt with a Gucci belt and sneakers, like Air Force Ones or Fila's. Everybody wore that. I would refrain from that because you don't want to blend in with everyone else. You have to figure out what makes you special and like stand out, because that's the reason for the blue shirt. So for round one, you'll go to 11 houses and you'll see every single one of them throughout the day. Make sure that you drink a lot of water because your voice will go crazy, trust me. And this is called Convo Round. So you're gonna talk to a bunch of girls in the house, probably like 2 to 3. So you're gonna line up in front of the house and you're gonna wait for the president and the recruitment chair to walk out. They're gonna introduce themselves, and then you'll walk into the house one by one. You'll be in like number order basically. And you'll give your name tag to them so they know who walks through the house. You're gonna walk with them. You're just gonna tell them about yourself. I would try to get through your name, major, and where you're from and everything ASAP, and then just really get to the good stuff. Talk about why you wanna be in a sorority. Why did you choose UCLA? Talk more about your family, what inspires you, your interests, etc. While they're trying to figure out which girls they vibe with, you're also trying to figure out which houses you vibe with. So you're gonna wanna ask these girls like, hey, what's your favorite event that you guys do? Or what has been your favorite memory so far? Tell me more about why you chose this sorority. What has been your biggest achievement at UCLA so far? Just try to get to know them too. It shouldn't be a one-sided conversation. I've noticed that the best conversations that I have was when we have really good back and forth banter, because you can joke around with them too. It's super chill. Like, these girls you're gonna be going to school with for the next 4 years. So just take advantage of that. They're gonna be like your big sister for you maybe one day, so yeah. So the days get progressively fancier and fancier, but not too dressy at all. UCLA keeps it super casual, just like really cute brunch attire until like the last day, I would say. I wore this yellow wrap polka dot dress. I think it was super casual, but also had that like brunch and fun vibe. I decided to keep my hair straight on the second day just so I could change it up a little bit. You're also gonna want to switch up your jewelry. Like for the first day, I wore silver jewelry, but then for round 2, I wore gold jewelry to kind of just show a variety of my style. Not even if they would remember, but yeah. You'll meet with your Rho Gamma and she'll give you your schedule, and you're gonna have up to 8 houses. Don't expect to get 8 houses. It's not a good thing, it's not a bad thing, there's nothing about it. It's just what houses liked you and which ones you matched with also. This round is house tours, and it's super fun because you get to see a little bit more of their days beyond just sitting in a chair and talking to you, and you get to go upstairs, you get to go downstairs, whatever the house is like. The conversations are still pretty light, but you're gonna want to know even more about the houses that you're in. Afterwards, you'll go to your Rho Gamma again and you'll put down your top 5 houses, I believe, and that's the end for round 2. Round 3 is split into 2 different days, and so you can wear the same thing both days. I did because you're seeing different houses, so it doesn't really matter if you wear a different dress either day, they won't know. So this is what I wore. I wore just like an off-the-shoulder dress. It was super cute. It was from White Fox Boutique, and it still had like really dressy vibe, but still pretty casual. And I wore those with wedges, and I curled my hair, and I had different jewelry than from the first 2 days that I wore to kind of just switch it up. You'll meet your Rho Gamma, and she'll give you your schedule for the next 2 days. So you'll probably have 2 houses the first day and then 3 houses the next, or vice versa. So this round is usually all about their philanthropy or their sisterhood, and so conversations definitely get more real, and this is the day that I think I met the girl that preffed me, which I'll tell you more about later. I'm pretty sure I cried at this round because I got super emotional, and they sat me next to one of my best friends growing up, and we were sitting there like, oh my gosh, imagine if we're in the same sorority together, it'd be so fun. And we ended up being both an Alpha Phi. The videos or the presentations, the activities that you do were always really fun because you get a glimpse of what it's like to be a part of their sisterhood. You really need to see for yourself where you picture yourself for the next 4 years, because evidently those are going to be your best friends. And although we do mix houses a lot, I have a lot of awesome friends in different sororities, but your main homies are like in your sorority, and you're like, yeah, those are my girls right there. And you want to know, like, not only in your pledge class, but in the other grades above, like, you want to just be like, I fit in with any single person here. It gets super serious because at the end of the day, you don't want just a sorority that like looks pretty and plays the part, but you want to find those people who you can just like come home to after a long day and you're stressed and you just want to cry it out and be in your PJs and just eat ice cream and watch The Bachelor and just cry together. And it sounds super cheesy, and I was never like this. If you know me, I'm not like a super girly cheesy person, but like having like just a good, really cool group of girls to hang out with every day has completely changed me. At the end of both of these days, you'll meet your Rho Gamma, and then you'll put your final 2 favorite houses that you would want to go back to. This is when decisions get even harder because it's really often that a lot of the houses will blend in, so you're gonna want to pay attention to the ones that you know you didn't like for sure, and those are usually the ones that you probably drop. But it gets really hard when it comes down to just 5 houses, because by this point you usually like all 5 of them. Okay, round 4. Pref round is my favorite round ever. Like, it completely transformed that week for me. Walking into Alpha Phi, I was like, I want to be in this house. Like, this is where I want to be. Just like everything looks so beautiful in every single house, and all the girls were just amazing in every house. But there's gonna be that one house for you, or 2, that stick out and you're like, oh my gosh, like I can really see myself here. For every house, every girl usually wears white for pref. So as a PNM, I would refrain from wearing white. I wore this, another like pink floral dress. It was different because it was a little bit more dressier, and I wore it with high heels, and I did this little like twisty braidy thing with my hair, and I wore these, I'm not wearing them now, but there were these gold hoops with stars on them, and I remember I got a lot of compliments for those. So I think those like statement earrings or statement necklaces that are still super trendy will do really well for you. So you'll receive your 2 houses that you'll go to, and these ceremonies are a lot longer because this is the last round before you choose what house you're gonna be in. So for pref, when you line up outside, it'll be a little different. Basically, every house usually brings one of the girls that is a member, and she comes outside. She says something really nice about a certain girl that she clicked with, and then she's like, oh, this is blah blah blah, welcome her in. And so they do that one by one, and it's super cool just to see like how much you can connect with them throughout the week and that they remember you. So this is called preferencing, and basically you preference your house, but they also can preference a girl that they like a lot. So Paula is a super cool girl who preferenced me. I remember her walking out, and she was my rush crush throughout the week. I was obsessed with her, and she was my favorite conversation we had. She walked down, she started talking about a girl, and I was like, oh my gosh, I hope that's about me. And then all of a sudden she was like, and this is Audrey, welcome her in. I was like, yes! And so I walked through the doors with her, and we just like completely clicked, and I gave her a huge hug. The house looked amazing. And I've heard a lot of similar stories too about a lot of my friends who went to other sororities other than Alpha Phi, and they had the same exact experience, like, this is meant for me. And trust me, like, no matter what house you end up in, it will be the one for you, because the system really does work. It's crazy, and you don't want to hear it until the very end, and you're like, wow, it really does work. And trust me, like, you're gonna want to hold out. You might want to drop out and quit, but don't do it. A lot of people do. Don't do it, because you don't know yet. You might think that's the house I want, but then you might get dropped from them. And yeah, it'll suck. Trust me, I had to go through that too. But at the end of the day, you'll end up in the place that you're meant to be. Like, I ended up in Alpha Phi, and it like completely transformed my college experience so far. So I recommend after every single day, writing down the girls that you met and jot down what you talked about, because if one of them preferences you, you're not going to want to talk about the same thing. After this round, you'll go in preference number 1 and number 2. I did a crazy thing, and I did something called a suicide bid. I don't necessarily recommend it. It was really ballsy of me to do that. But basically, you only write down one house. Bid day rolls around, and it's super scary. Also, I had to wait all day long, just dreading if I'm gonna get a call saying like, hey Audrey, we know you did a suicide bid, I'm sorry, but you didn't receive a bid. Then I would know I didn't get an Alpha Phi. But I didn't get a call, and I was like, maybe I just didn't get my call yet. And so I texted my Rho Gamma, I was like, hey, when will I receive a call if I don't get a bid? And she was like, oh, I've already given out all the calls. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got an Alpha Phi. Bid day's super fun. We had a blast. You get to meet all the girls, and of course it's a really uncomfortable and awkward day, because you're like, okay, these girls are supposed to be my friends, I don't know them, should I talk to them? And yeah, just talk to everyone, and also talk to all the girls that you talked to during rush, because one of them could be your potential big, and it's just a really fun day. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I've been wanting to do this for a crazy amount of time now. I also put a Pinterest board together of like a bunch of outfit ideas for the week for you guys, and that'll be linked below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at AudreyLee64. Comment below or message me any questions you have left about sorority recruitment, and best of luck to all of you guys. After you go through the whole process, come back to this video and tell me what houses you ended up in and what school you go to. I'm really excited for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Mwah.